name is Bethany Cates, and I'm here with Tiffany Jordan, continuing with the showcasing the pursuits, passions, and priorities of our customers. Tiffany, tell me a little bit about yourself and your passions and priorities in life.
Well, shout out to FAU, who go Owls. I wanted to start with that. A little bit about myself. I am a proud wife and mother of two. I live in the suburbs of Atlanta, and I own an ambulance service. So we are here to serve people who no longer can, serve themselves in terms of transportation needs. So we take them primarily to and from dialysis, or we may discharge them to a new destination for them, whether that may be a nursing home or hospice facility. So in terms of, you said passions and pursuits or priorities, what did you say?
Yes, so basically just your passions and priorities in life. So what's most important to you?
So my time is most important to me because with my time, I'm able to spend it with my children, with my husband. I'm able to serve. So time is probably most important because I can do a lot of impact with time. So
Yes.
Anything that allows me to free up my time, whether that may be, I'm a queen of outsourcing, so my husband says, so anything that I can do to outsource any kind of duties or responsibilities I may have so that I can spend more time with my family, I'm all for that. So
Yes, okay. And so what motivates you to get out of the bed every day?
my children, and just, I'm like peaking, or is it Pinky or the brain? I'm always trying to conquer the world.
Conquer the world, yes.
My little world. So just my goals and the things that I have set forth. I'm just always excited to, pursue those things. Chip away at them every day. So
yes. And so the most memorable moment in your career thus far, what would you say that would be?
Well, if I'm quite honest, there's so many, but the things that just come to mind are just the things that I prayed about in private with the Lord. I know this is not a Christian channel, but I have to be honest. The things that I prayed about in private, just spoke about to the Lord, not even really more than a year ago, he has brought to fruition. And so one of those things was, I told the Lord that I wanted to begin to do more event standby for my ambulance service. Because right now, primarily what we do is, dialysis transports, and that becomes, is very awesome because we're building relationships with our patients and their families and our facilities that we serve. Right. But, it becomes very routine. And so events are always exciting to do because we get to use our skills in a different area. Right. Versus like with dialysis, we're not really doing any kind of like critical thinking or anything like that. So, and I just thought it would be another great, stream of income using the same resources that I already have. So I asked the Lord if he could just open some doors for me. And he literally, like one day last year, I prayed that prayer. And so one day last year, I got a call because, of course, we were still dealing with COVID. So a lot of ambulance services in my area that are really, really big, like AMR, they're a nationwide company, Grady, EMS, they do a lot of the main events or major events in the city. Well, they are very they have other commitments. They have to commit to their contract with the county or with the city. So that comes first. So if they don't have coverage in terms of staff, which we're all having staffing issues right now, then they can't cover any events. So last year there was an event, I think it was Candler Park Music Fest, which we're doing this weekend. Okay. But they were Candler Park Music Fest, that production company, they didn't have any EMS to cover their event. So literally we got a call maybe around 12 p.m. To fulfill the event that started at 4 p.m. or something like that. And we were able to fulfill it. And from there on, we just kept building our relationship and our reputation, and it's been great. And so now we're booked with Lakewood Amphitheater for the entire season. So that's a very memorable moment for me in business.
Yes. Okay. And so who inspired you to be who you are and where you are today?
I know this is very cliche, but my parents, my mom is very just my mom is just so goal oriented,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a very determined person. Anything that she puts her mind to, pretty much, she's always been this way. She does it. And she's very methodical and just, like I said, very goal oriented. And so she instilled that in me, whether it was through like just her watching her, whether it was through her putting me in different extracurricular activities that helped build that character in me. So I would say my mom for sure. And then my dad is very, he's the outside of the box thinker. He's always like told me since I can remember that, you know, I'm different. You're going to be an entrepreneur. You know, believe half of what you see, none of what you hear. Like he programmed my mind. I didn't know back then. I thought he was crazy. He still is a little crazy, but you know, I just realized like, whoa, my dad is like, he really is telling the truth. He kind of has a lot of things figured out. He's not a person that you can just tell anything to and he's gonna buy it or believe it. And so he's just a person that has always encouraged me to challenge anything that is brought to me, and to just not accept tradition and not accept just mediocrity for my life. So I would have to say my parents. So yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. And so what's the best career advice that you've been given?
Well, I'm sure there is a lot of advice that I've been given that has been awesome, but the thing that comes to mind, I think I was watching an interview with the founder of Spanx. Her name is, I think, Sarah Blakely. And she just was kind of just talking about failure and like her perspective on failure. And she was saying that as a child, her dad, every day when her brother, sister, siblings came home from school, he always asked them, what did you fail at today? And so it just kind of conditioned their mind and their being to accept failure as a part of progression. And just to kind of get them out of what I guess all adults and just people go through with rejection. Like rejection isn't even anything that they are. Well, I guess his goal was for them not to be scared of, or not to be afraid of rejection. And so I thought that was so just pivotal in my life, because when I first started my business, I was so like, I had to do a lot of marketing. Oh my gosh. And it, you know, I'm not a shy person, but it's just, there's a lot of rejection that comes along with starting a new business and trying to get your name out. When you're new, you don't have any real data to provide that says you're great or that you're on time. You just are just, you know, you want to leave a good first impression and hope that they call you back. And so, or give you a chance or opportunity. So I had to really, like, when people say like you knock on 100 doors and maybe you'll get one yes, well, that was kind of what I felt like I was going through. And it was so grueling. But once I kind of took on that mindset of you're failing forward, and I don't even think that was necessarily failing, but just the rejection aspect of it just helped me a lot. And then also in that same interview, she mentioned, you know, finding out what you're really great at, what you're really God enabled at, and you outsource everything else. And so, you know, I had to really hone in on like what my strengths are. And I remember at that time I was trying to do everything, because in the beginning of owning a business, you do have to do everything, but I just wasn't good at everything. And so I ended up hiring people once I got to a place where I could to do the things that I wasn't good at. And so that has just been really helpful in running my business efficiently. So yay, thanks if you ever see this interview.
Nice advice for everyone. And so if there was one piece of advice that you'd share with the youth today, because you know that the world is changing, what would that be and why?
One piece of advice that I would share with the youth would be, wow, that's like a loaded question. Let's see. There's so many things, but I guess I have to think about my own children, like what I want to share with them. I think the biggest thing is to really try to find out quickly what you are good at. and don't settle on a career that doesn't serve you and doesn't, just because, they pay a certain amount of money,
Right.
just be dying on the inside because it's just not anything that is serving you. It's not anything that you're passionate about. It's not anything that God equipped you with to impact the world with.
Right.
So I would, encourage them to find out very quickly what it is they are passionate about, what they would do for free without getting paid just because they love it. And pursue that and find skills that, or I guess not find skills, but begin to sharpen the skill so that they can monetize it soon. They don't have to wait until they're 18.
Right.
You monetize it as soon as you are able to.
Right
so
now.
that's what I would say.
Yeah. And so making it a little bit fun right quick, despite COVID, what was your last vacation and where was it?
Well, it depends what you consider a vacation. I try to go away, like on a mini weekend trip.
Yeah.
Try to do that really often. So we are always going to like just driving distances, like within like 3 hours. But we always go to like Columbus. We love Columbus, Georgia, because it's very plain, quick, it's short. It's a short ride from my home. We stay always at a certain hotel that's right on the river. Or I guess, that's a Chattahoochee. So we do that often. So I guess I wouldn't consider that a vacation. But I guess we went to the Virgin Islands, but that was in 2020, the end of 2020. And we had a blast. We had a complete blast. But it was cheap because nobody was travel.
Nobody was out. Yeah.
They had like the Ritz, and we had the time of our lives. We stayed for a week.
That's right. So, well, thank you so much for giving us your time today, and we hope that you have a great day.
Thank you so much for having me. And go FAU, go PSA. Thank you guys for my wonderful, wonderful collegiate tea.
Yes, of course.
All right. Take care, Bethany. Thank you.